Hello and welcome back to Let's Practice English. I'm your host, Christine, and I'm so excited for our topic today. It's one of my absolute favourites. Let me start with a quick story. Years ago, a friend of mine was learning Italian. He was very good. He knew all the grammar rules, he had a huge vocabulary, and he could have a complete conversation. But he told me, Christine, whenever I'm with a group of my Italian friends, I feel like I'm missing something. They start laughing at a joke, and I'm a few seconds behind. They use these little phrases that aren't in any textbook, and it's like they're all part of a secret club, and I don't have the password. Have you ever felt that way in English? You're listening to a movie or a podcast or a conversation between native speakers, and suddenly a phrase pops up that makes absolutely no sense. Something like, he really hit the nail on the head, and you're thinking, what nail, what hammer, who's hitting what? These little secret password phrases are called idioms, and they are the heart, the spice, the flavour of the English language. Idioms are expressions where the meaning of the phrase is not what you would expect from the individual words. They are a kind of cultural shorthand. Using them and understanding them is one of the final, most powerful steps you can take to move from sounding like a very good English student to sounding like a natural, fluent English speaker. But I know they can be intimidating. There are thousands of them. Where do you even start? Well, that's what we're going to do today. I have chosen 20 essential idioms that are used all the time in everyday modern English. But we're not just going to learn them as a boring list. That's not how our brains work. Instead, we are going to organize them into 4 simple, logical groups so you can remember them by a situation or a feeling. By the end of this episode, you won't just have a list of new phrases. You'll have a new key to unlock a deeper, more colourful level of English. You'll have the password to the club. Are you ready to learn the secrets? Let's begin. Group 1. All about action and decisions. Our first group of idioms is all about doing things, making choices and taking action. These are perfect for work, for planning, and for talking about your goals. Idiom number 1. The ball is in your court. Imagine you are playing tennis. You hit the ball to the other person. Now, you can't do anything else until they hit it back. It is their turn to act. That's exactly what this idiom means. It means it is now your turn to make a decision or take the next step. Example, well, I've given you my best offer for the car. I can't go any lower. The ball is in your court now. How to use it. It's great for ending a negotiation or a discussion when you have done your part and are waiting for the other person's response. Idiom number 2. To bite the bullet. Picture a soldier in an old movie about to have a wound treated without any medicine. What does he do? He bites on a lead bullet to cope with the pain. This idiom means to finally do something difficult or unpleasant that you have been avoiding. Example, I've been delaying this conversation for weeks, but I need to tell my boss I'm leaving. I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it this afternoon. How to use it. It's great for facing a necessary but difficult task. Idiom number 3. To get cold feet. Think about standing at the edge of a cold swimming pool. You want to jump in, but at the last second, you hesitate. Your feet feel cold and you pull back. To get cold feet means to suddenly become too scared or nervous to do something you had planned to do. Example, he was all set to move to another country for a new job, but he got cold feet at the last minute and decided to stay. It's most famously used for someone deciding not to get married, but you can use it for any big, nerve-wracking decision. Idiom number 4. To jump on the bandwagon. Imagine a parade with a big wagon carrying a band. As it goes by, people start jumping onto it to join the fun.
This idiom means to join an activity or movement that has become very popular, often because you see that it's successful. Example, a few years ago, nobody cared about that brand. Now that it's so popular, everyone is jumping on the bandwagon and buying their products. It can be neutral, but it sometimes has a slightly negative feel, suggesting that the person is just following a trend without thinking for themselves. Idiom number 5, to learn the ropes. When sailors were on old sailing ships, a new sailor had to learn what every single rope did. There were hundreds of them. So, learning the ropes means learning the basics of how to do a new job or activity. Example, my first week at the new company was a bit overwhelming, but my manager is great, and I'm slowly learning the ropes. It's a perfect, common phrase for your first few weeks or months in any new role. Group 2, all about communication. This next set of idioms is all about how we talk to each other, agreeing, disagreeing, sharing secrets, and making connections. Idiom number 6, to break the ice. Imagine a frozen lake. The ice is a barrier. If you break it, you can access the water below. In a social situation, silence or formality can be like that ice. To break the ice is to say or do something to make people feel more relaxed and comfortable when they first meet. Example, the meeting started with everyone being very quiet and formal, so the manager told a funny story to break the ice. Perfect for talking about the beginning of parties, meetings, or first dates.
Idiom number 7, to hit the nail on the head. If you are using a hammer, your goal is to hit the nail perfectly on its head. This idiom means to say something that is exactly right or to identify the true cause of a problem. Example, I was trying to explain why the project was failing, and my colleague said, it's a lack of communication. She really hit the nail on the head. How to use it. Use this to show strong agreement and to compliment someone on their accurate observation. Idiom number 8, to see eye to eye. This one is quite visual. If you are looking at something from the exact same level as someone else, you are seeing it in the same way. To see eye to eye with someone means to agree with them completely. Example, my brother and I have very different political views. We rarely see eye to eye on anything. How to use it. It's almost always used in the negative form, don't see eye to eye, to explain a fundamental disagreement. Idiom number 9, to spill the beans. Imagine a bag full of beans. If you spill them, the secret contents are all over the floor for everyone to see. To spill the beans means to reveal a secret or tell someone something that was supposed to be a surprise. Example, we were trying to plan a surprise party for Sarah, but her brother spilled the beans and told her everything. How to use it? It's an informal, fun way to talk about revealing secrets. A similar idiom is to let the cat out of the bag. Idiom number 10, speak of the devil. This is a fun one. You are talking about someone, and then suddenly, that person appears. It's like you summon them just by speaking their name. You can say, well, speak of the devil. Example, I was just telling my friend how I haven't seen Mark in ages, and then, speak of the devil, he walked right into the cafe. How to use it. It's a friendly, funny exclamation to use in that exact situation. Group 3, all about situations and cost. Our third group helps you describe situations. Is something easy or hard? Good or bad? Expensive or rare? These idioms add a lot of color to your descriptions. Idiom number 11, a blessing in disguise. A disguise is something you wear so people don't recognize you, like a mask. A blessing is something wonderful. So a blessing in disguise is something that seems bad or unlucky at first, but results in something good later. Example, losing my job was terrible at the time, but it was a blessing in disguise because it pushed me to start my own much more successful business. How to use it.
It's a very positive and wise-sounding idiom for looking back on difficult times. Idiom number 12. A piece of cake. What's easier than eating a delicious piece of cake? Nothing. So if a task or a test is a piece of cake, it means it is very, very easy. Example: I was worried about the exam, but I had studied all the right things. It was a piece of cake. How to use it. An informal and very common way to describe an easy task. Idiom number 13. To cut corners. Imagine you are building something. Instead of making perfect, strong, 90-degree corners, you cut them short to save time or money. The result is a weak structure. To cut corners means to do something in the cheapest or fastest way, usually by sacrificing quality. Example: the reason the new building has so many problems is that the construction company cut corners to finish it under budget. How to use it. It always has a negative meaning. It implies poor quality and laziness or greed. Idiom number 15. To cost an arm and a leg. This is a very dramatic image. If something costs an arm and a leg, it means it is extremely expensive. Example: I'd love to buy that new designer handbag, but it costs an arm and a leg. How to use it. It's a very common, informal way to talk about high prices. Idiom number 15. Once in a blue moon. A blue moon is a rare second full moon that happens in one calendar month. It's not actually blue. So if something happens once in a blue moon, it means it happens very rarely. Example: my sister lives in Australia, so I only get to see her once in a blue moon. How to use it. It's a beautiful way to express that something is a rare event.
Group 4. All about feelings and people. Our final group is for describing how people feel or behave. Are they happy, sick, competent, or impossible? These idioms are personal and very expressive. Idiom number 16. To be on cloud 9. Imagine you are so happy that you are floating up in the sky on a soft, fluffy cloud. To be on cloud 9 means to be extremely happy and euphoric. Example: when she found out she had won the scholarship, she was on cloud 9 for the rest of the day. How to use it? Perfect for describing moments of pure joy. Idiom number 17. To be under the weather. This is a strange-sounding one, but it's incredibly common. If you are under the weather, it means you feel slightly ill or sick. Not seriously sick, just not 100% well. Example: I think I'm going to stay home from work today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. How to use it? It's a gentle, polite way to say you're not feeling well. Idiom number 18. To be on the ball. This comes from sports. If a player is on the ball, they are alert, they know what's happening, and they are ready to react. It means to be quick to understand and react to things. It means you are competent and efficient. Example: our new project manager is fantastic. She is so organized and really on the ball. How to use it? It's a great compliment to give a colleague or employee. Idiom number 19. To get out of hand. Imagine you are holding something and it gets too big or too wild and you can no longer control it. When a situation gets out of hand, it means it becomes chaotic and uncontrollable. Example: we just planned a small party, but more and more people started showing up and things quickly got out of hand. How to use it? It's used to describe a situation escalating into chaos. Idiom number 20. When pigs fly. Can you picture a pig with wings flying through the sky? It's an impossible, absurd image. So, when pigs fly is a sarcastic way of saying that something will never, ever happen. Example: Person A. Do you think my boss will give me a raise this year? Person B. A raise from him? Yeah, when pigs fly. How to use it?
It's very informal and humorous. It's a way of saying absolutely not, no chance. Conclusion. Your idiom toolkit. There we have it. 20 fantastic idioms organized into 4 groups: action and decisions, communication, situations, and feelings. I know that was a lot of information. Please do not feel like you have to memorize all of them today. The goal here is to start recognizing them and to build your confidence one small step at a time. The groups are there to help you. When you're in a work meeting, maybe you'll remember the action and decisions group. When you're feeling sick, maybe under the weather will pop into your head. So, here is your Let's Practice English challenge for this week. Choose just one group. Maybe it's the communication group or the feelings group. Pick your favorite. Then, from that group of 5 idioms, choose just 2. Your mission is to listen for them this week. Listen for them in movies, in songs, in podcasts. When you hear one, think, aha, I know that one. The second part of your mission is to try and write one sentence for each of your 2 chosen idioms. Just a simple sentence about your own life. This will move the idiom from your passive vocabulary to your active vocabulary. Idioms are the poetry of everyday language. They are fun, they are creative, and they are your key to sounding less like a textbook and more like you. That's all the time we have for today on Let's Practice English. I'm your host, Christine. Thank you for exploring the colourful world of idioms with me. Keep practicing and don't be afraid to try a new phrase. You'll be hitting the nail on the head before you know it. Until next time, take care.